All right, guys, we're going to work on some exponential equations, solving equations where the x is in the exponent. Let's check them out. Here's the guidelines. Here's the rules we're going to use to do that. Number one, we're going to isolate the exponential expression. On one side, we're going to get the expression that has the actual exponent in it all by itself. Then we're going to take the log of both sides. As long as we do it to both sides, we're okay. Then we're going to use the laws of logs to quote, unquote, bring down the exponent. You'll see what I'm talking about in a second. And then we're just going to solve. Okay, so let's look at 3 or 4. First one, 2 to the x power equals 7. That's one you can't do in your head. We do not know what power to raise 2 to get 7. So let's do what those directions said to do. We're going to do the log of both sides. Notice I'm writing log. You really have a couple of choices here. You can use whatever base you want. I'm going to use base 10 most of the time, or base e. So I'm going to do this, log of both sides. That's legal. Now remember where the exponent goes. The exponent in the log goes in the front, so I'm going to put that exponent in the front of the log. And then to get the x isolated, since it says x times log 2, I'm just going to divide both sides by log 2. So I have log 7 divided by log 2. Then I'm just going to take my calculator and punch in log 7 divided by log 2. And it gives me approximately 2.807. And that's it. Now you can check that really quickly. You can actually put that right in there for x in your calculator, raise 2 to the 2.807 power. You're not going to get exactly 7 because we rounded that answer, but you're going to get really, really close. All right, a little bit tougher now, a little bit bigger exponent. Steps work exactly the same. This time I'm going to do ln both sides just to show you. I'm going to use base e. It doesn't really matter. Natural log, base e, both sides. Remember the exponent, I'm going to move the exponent to the front of the natural log. And if you use log here, you get the exact same answer. I'm going to go ahead and divide both sides by the natural log 3. So I get natural log 7 divided by natural log 3. And then to get the x isolated, I'll just move the 2 over. So my answer is going to be natural log 7 divided by natural log 3 minus 2. And again, just going to punch that straight in my calculator, exactly like I see it. And it gives me negative 0.228756. Okay, all that. And you can check that easily. Plug it right back in there. Raise 3 to that power. Should get the answer. Now I have an e. Now this is going to work just a tad bit different. If you have an e in your problem, it's actually a little bit easier, but I'll show you what I'm talking about. First of all, remember we got to isolate the exponential function. So I'm going to divide both sides by 8 first. If I do 20 divided by 8, that's 2.5. So I'm going to go ahead and put 2.5 there. Now, when you have an e with an exponent, you're always going to use natural log. No choice here. So I'm going to do natural log of the e to the 2x equals natural log of 2.5. Now, the cool thing about natural log of e, because the base is e, remember from the other day, if the base is the same as that number, they don't cancel. They do. But anyway, it's asking you e to a power is e to the 2x. That's just equals 2x. That whole side just equals 2x, okay, because of the e's. So divide both sides by 2. Natural log 2.5 divided by 2. Punch that in your calculator, and you're going to get 0.458. And again, if you want to check it, plug it in. It'll work. I'm going to show you one more. Last one I'm going to show you today is a factoring problem where you got 2 different e's. You got e's everywhere, and you're trying to figure this out. Anytime your first exponent's twice as big as your middle one, you're allowed to factor. So I'm going to factor this way. I'm going to put e to the x minus 3 and e to the x plus 2. All right, and I got that because the factors of -6 or -3 and 2, and it also gives me a -1 in the middle, which is what I wanted. So to finish up here to get my answers, I'm going to take each parentheses and basically set it equal to 0. All right, e to the x minus 3 and also e to the x plus 2. You could go ahead if you want to and skip that step and just say e to the x equals 3. Over here, you could just go ahead and say e to the x is -2. Save yourself a little bit of time. I'm going to do natural log of both sides. Natural log of both sides. Over here, remember, this just x equals natural log of 3. If you punch in natural log 3 into your calculator, you're going to get 1.0986. And here's the cool thing. There is no such thing as natural log -2. Like, you can't even do that. So there's no solution out of that side. That is your only solution to the equation. That's going to happen sometimes. All right, hope that makes some sense. Really not that hard of stuff, really. And we'll work on it tomorrow like we always do. Can't wait to see you. See you then.